Most of the fat loss out there works great if you're in your 20s. But when you're in your 40s with a demanding job and family, you need a different approach. And not because your metabolism is broken, but because your life and commitments are different. So give me 7 minutes and I'll give you 3 shifts that will help you lose visceral fat no matter your age. So take, for example, my client Steve, 47, has kids, and he runs his own business. He told me he needed to lose his belly fat, but he didn't have the time to spend 2 hours at the gym every session. So I told him, neither do I. And we agreed on three 30-minute sessions a week and nothing else to start. 6 months later, he was down 22 pounds, and that wasn't because he found more time, but because he stopped feeling overwhelmed, trusted the process, and actually took action. And that's probably the most liberating thing I can tell you. You don't need nearly as much time as you think. The number one reason men stall before they even start is that they're waiting for the right moment, waiting until work calms down, the kids get a bit older, or the holidays end. But that moment never comes, and most men know it. They just haven't decided to stop waiting for it yet. 3 sessions a week, 30 minutes a time, even 20. And you don't need a complete dietary overhaul from day one to see results. What you need is small, repeatable actions, because those will be any hardcore optimal plan that gets abandoned after a month every single time. The men who make the most dramatic transformations aren't the ones who do the most. They're the ones who do enough repeatedly without stopping. Another example is my client Alex, who came to me at 50 after getting some results with another coach. He had pretty decent results, but now he had completely stalled. So when I looked at what he was doing, I can't say I was surprised. He was running an hour of cardio every day on top of 5 lifting sessions a week. His sleep was garbage. His nutrition had become mostly guesswork. And on top of it, he was exhausted all the time. Yet in his head, the answer was to do even more. He wanted to add a weighted vest to his walks and then throw in some HIIT sessions on top of everything else. And I can tell you, out of over 1,000 consultation, I'd say more than 95% of men who come to me are making this exact mistake or wanting to. And ironically, it's costing them time. Training for men over 40 has one primary job: to build and at the very least preserve muscle. If you're treating a gym as a place to burn as many calories as possible, you'll work harder, recover slower, and you'll plateau faster. You might even just stop entirely. Fat loss is almost entirely a diet outcome, and the deficit lives or dies in the kitchen, not in the gym. And your 30-minute session burns roughly what's in a small snack. The maths does not work in the gym's favor, and the sooner you accept that, the easier this gets. So we took away Alex's cardio and focused on his lifts. His sleep improved. He started tracking his food accurately. And he lost 20 pounds in 12 weeks by spending 7 hours less a week training. And what most people forget is our body adapts to exercise and starts burning fewer calories as few calories as possible. And that adaptation carries through the rest of the day too. So you can easily end up burning the same total calories as someone who's just lifting and walking, even though you're doing a lot more. You need to create a deficit through your diet, track accurately, and let your training improve your shape, protect your muscle, and keep your appetite in check. So let's be real. Why do you actually want to lose fat? I ask because I've had clients tell me directly that what keeps them going isn't aesthetics. It's not wanting to be the tired dad worrying about his health. It's wanting to be functional and strong at 60 and beyond, so they don't become a burden to the people who depend on them. And I've heard that more times than I can count. And every time it comes from a man who's finally stopped messing around. Most men frame this whole effort around a visual outcome: a six pack, a flat stomach, and looking good with a shirt off. And no matter what the media tells you, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a fragile reason and it won't survive a bad week. A rough week at work, a sick kid, a work trip, and suddenly the six pack goal feels completely irrelevant and selfish. And of course, The excuses arrive because the outcome never felt urgent enough to fight for when things got hard. In 5 years, you won't care whether it took 4 months or 12. What you will care about is you finally broke the cycle. So now it's clear you have to approach things differently to a 20-something-year-old when it comes to losing visceral fat. Not because your body is that much different, but because your life is. And one of the biggest issues men run into once they've got this is nutrition, knowing exactly how much to eat and when. This next video will show you the 5 meals that have kept me lean for over 3 years. Go watch this. I'll see you there.